Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy, and in today's video we're going to be going over a 2021 Dodge Challenger Scat Pack wide body with a very interesting exterior interior color combination. And I do just want to briefly say I actually love the look of this car personally. I know that some people might not be in love with the color combination, but I think it looks awesome. But anyways, a huge shout out and thank you to the Dodge Ram here in Sandy for giving me some time with this Challenger. Check out their inventory in the link below. Let's get straight into the video. Now, popping under the hood of the Scat Pack, we have a naturally aspirated 6.4 liter Hemi V8 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy 16 around town and then 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 485 horsepower and then 475 pound-feet of torque. And I love just how massive the air intake is, and it just looks so cool how they have that open box here on the car. And then obviously the shaker there in the center with the hole through the hood. Just a pretty cool combination. Now let's go over the front end of the shaker Challenger. So obviously you've got the shaker there at the top, which is a signature of the car. And then coming down below, we've got these full LED lights with the projector bulbs. You got your RT badge right there and then the Challenger badge on the other side. I love the overall like old school muscle car aesthetic here, and the gigantic front splitter there at the bottom. And then you can see the wide body here from the front definitely gives the car a much more aggressive stance. Now coming at the side here, we've got 305mm tires wrapped around 20-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you've got the gigantic brakes. I mean, just look at the size of those rotors. And you've got the red brake calipers that say SRT on the top of them. And then I love the blacked out wheels with the open spoke design. I think that looks really neat. And then you've got the Scat Pack B there on the side. And then this is where you can really see the wide bodies here on the side. I think it just really transforms the car. Now popping into the trunk here, the storage space in the Challenger is absolutely fantastic, way more than the Camaro and the Mustang, and that's one of the huge benefits of the Challenger. But let's not spend too much time on the trunk, so see you. Now let's finish things up in the rear, and it looks so good from this 3/4 angle with the wide body. But you've got the spoiler that kind of pops out just a little bit, full LED lights with the Dodge logo there in the center, and then you've got the parking sensors at the bottom with the wedge shape exhaust coverings over the tips, and just look how wide the tires are. But yeah, other than that, that is everything for the back. Now here's the door panel in the front of the Challenger wide body. So you've got all the stitching across this portion right here in the leather down below with more stitching. Then you've got your window controls with the adjustments, and then you got a little door lock right there. Speaker for the Alpine sound system, and then we have the huge thing here with this car, and that is the seats. So you've got the black with the caramel on the inside of the seats. And yes, again, I understand it's a little bit of a ridiculous spec, but I absolutely love the color combination. So you've got the suede inserts, and then by the way, the back seats are exactly the same. You guys have seen the back seats of the Challenger a million times, so we're not really going to focus on that too much. But yeah, the interior combination with the exterior, definitely an interesting little thing. The seats are partially power adjustable with the manual adjustment on the side, and then there's the pedals there at the back, and then you've got the little light control right there. The steering wheel is automatically adjustable, and there's one more look before we pop in. Here's the steering wheel in the Challenger. So you've got the soft touch at the top and at the bottom, and then you've got the perforated leather on either side, and then you've got your cruise control over here, and then on the other side you've got the controls for the center stack, voice command controls, all that. Paddle shifters are in the back, so you can shift the gears yourself with the radio controls just below those. Got those stock there for the turn signals / windshield wipers, and that's all for the steering wheel. Now popping into the center stack, you've got the RPMs on the left side. On the right side, you've got the speed, and then you do have that screen there in the center, which you can scroll through some different bits of information. I wonder why it's in kilometers. There we go, miles per hour. This is America. But anyways, you've got a couple different things with the performance, which I think is pretty neat. All the different timers that this has from a performance standpoint. Top speed 59 miles an hour. I bet by the time someone takes delivery, the top speed will say like 159 miles an hour. But anyways, that's the center stack. Now here's the infotainment system. First off, if we pop it into reverse, you've got a backup camera with trajectory lines. They do turn with the steering wheel, and it does have the rear alert. So like if someone is starting to like back up behind you or something like that, then it will alert you with a little chime. As for the rest of the infotainment system, response time is really good with the buttons. You do get heated and cooled seats with these beautiful caramel seats. Again, I love the seats. Anyways, again, heated and cooled seats with that. And then again, the response time on the touchscreen is really solid. Everything you click on happens pretty much right away. If we pop into the performance pages, which take a while to load up, and I'm gonna let you guys see how long this actually takes to load up in real time, because I don't think I've ever shown that in a video before. So insert elevator music. Oh, there we go, popped up. So it shows you real-time horsepower and torque, which if I rev it a little bit, it'll actually show you. It shows your current gear, and then you can go into the timers here, so you can see that you've got all your reaction time, 0 to 60 and all that. So right now, it looks like our bet, or quarter mile speed, all that kind of stuff. So looks like the car really hasn't been driven. It makes sense, it's a brand new car, so hopefully not. But you can see all the different things right here, and then you've got the dyno, which is pretty neat, and then that's where I did that little rev right there on the dyno. But other than that, that's the whole center stack. Now down below here, we've got more analog controls. You've got controls for the radio, it does come with launch control, dual zone climate, and we have the drive modes, which are very important. Those will pop up right here with this page. So first off, you got the RPM set up. This is for the launch control. Now you can't use that until you have 500 miles on the car. You do have line locks, you can do massive burnouts, you've got the shift light, and then here for the drive modes, they're at the top. So you've got the auto, you've got the custom, which it'll pop up with a little thing right there showing everything that's happening, and then you've got the sport, and then you've got the track as well, and then you have the drive mode select right there, which you can go into here, and then that'll show you everything that's happening with the drive modes themselves. Here's the shifter for the 8-speed automatic transmission. It does have a manual shift function if you want to shift the gears yourself. Pretty easy to do, and again, you've got the paddles so you can manually shift either way. Couple cup holders right here, and then we do have the center console with some USBs in there. I love the leather and how it has this little trail that continues all the way along here. I think it's definitely a nice look. And then notice they do more stitching here all over the dash, so it definitely brings up the interior. It says shaker there on the side, and then opening up the glove box, it's all lined with felt, and yeah, that's all for that part. Popping up top, we do have the sunglass holder that just pops down, regular mirror, all black headliner, and universal garage door openers. Now just take a gander at this interior. I don't know, maybe it's because I am getting pretty old. I'm 23 years old now, so I'm starting to like the finer things in life, but I don't know, I dig this interior. And speaking of the interior, let's get into the pricing on this bad boy. So this Challenger Scat Pack, with all the options it has, the wide body, everything, stickers for about $58,000 before any type of market adjustment. That all being said, let's take her out and see how she drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off here in this Challenger Scat Pack wide body. Shaker has like every option ever. First off, visibility of the hood's pretty good. Yes, the shaker does get in the way, but it is worth it. It is 100% worth it. It looks so cool. There's visibility through both the mirrors. They do have blind spot monitoring. And then here's throughout the rest of the rear, which for muscle car standards is solid. And every time you look back, you get a look at your beautiful caramel seats. Anyways, let's set off. Setting off in this Challenger Scat Pack wide body with a shaker. So many things happening with this car name wise. We're just in the automatic mode now for the drive mode select. And every time I get in the Challenger, I remember just how nice this is as like a muscle luxury car, because that's really what the Challenger is. So first off, setting off here, definitely for muscle car standards, it's smooth. Definitely soaks up things very nicely. Tons of torque from that 6.4 Hemi. I just listen to that. Even when you're just partial throttle, the thing sounds amazing. And I'll actually usually don't do this for reviews because of wind noise, but I'll roll down the windows just a little bit so that we can get a little bit more noise from the exhaust with the car. But yeah, the road noise is very minimal here with the Challenger. Going over everything is very smooth. The car doesn't get upset. The back end doesn't jump around all over the place. Everyone knows the traction issues with the Challenger, but the wide body package does help out. I feel like this wide body package is perfect for the Scat Pack because you've got the wider tires for trying to put down 485 horsepower, which is, I feel like it's the perfect amount of power and tire where you're just going to get really good grip with the car itself. Yeah, these handle so well. I always forget about like how good these handle and drive and everything. I'm gonna pop it over into the sport mode. Ooh, instantly starts getting more responsive, which is definitely neat. And we're gonna take a little turn here and kind of see, yeah, turning's really good with the car. It's kind of jumpy on the throttle in sport mode. Definitely torquey, definitely quick. Now we're gonna go into the manual mode, get a couple downshifts. Those are so quick. Like, press the paddle, pretty much happens right off the bat in sport mode. And of course, well, in normal Ben Hardy fashion, we run into traffic. But yeah, so far, I mean, this car is really nice. I love the seats. The seats are really supportive. The bolsters kind of come out in the perfect amount. Definitely hug you, hold you in place really nicely. But if you are a bigger person, you could still very comfortably fit in these seats, no problem whatsoever. And sadly, everyone's in Utah drives trucks and SUVs, so I can't see past that little line of people to see if I'm able to go or not. You guys can see that Dodge Charger pretty much popped out of nowhere. Okay, we should be good to go now. Get our acceleration here with the wide body shaker. So quick. It is so quick. And it actually puts the power down. And if you're trying that in a Hellcat, you're just gonna be burning through rubber, which in its own right is fun, but it's not usable on road. And if you're just sitting there burning through rubber, yeah, it's kind of fun, but it's not really usable on road. Whereas this power is usable, and the transmission's so snappy in the sport mode. It's just like bang, bang, bang from gear shift to gear shift. It is perfect. And even in the sport mode with the suspension, because you guys can see if we go to the drive modes, the sport does change the suspension steering. The steering does feel heavier, but the suspension is still very compliant. It doesn't beat you up or anything like that. It still has this nice, smooth ride quality to it. And that'll kind of get us up into summing things up with the Challenger in just a second. I do want to get some handling here on this little part. The road kind of curves a nice bit, so we'll be able to see what the turn-in and handling is like. Downshifts are still beautiful. And of course, we get stuck at a red light behind someone that's going straight in the turn lane. Well, I mean, it does go straight as well, but it also turns and makes me sad. I'll be back to you guys in a second. Oh, we are finally taking a turn here. I'm gonna pop it over in a second. But like I said, this is gonna be kind of like our handling. And of course, this truck decides to pull out and this Jeep pulls out. Geez, people in Utah do not know how to drive. Anyways, yeah, turn-in's really good. It actually handles very flat. Like I said, the suspension's compliant, but it handles really flat, which is nice. And the brakes, like tons of bite through the brakes. So plenty of stopping power with the wide body. And I'm gonna roll up the window so we can get into summing things up. Pop it back over into automatic mode and automatic driving mode. So where does this Scat Pack wide body shaker stand? I think this is the package to get. I know that you can get the Hellcat. I know that 717 horsepower or in the Red Eye 797. I know that's crazy fun and awesome. But this is actually usable. This is usable on road. It's practical. It still gets decent fuel economy for having almost 500 horsepower. You're not going to be burning through rubber like crazy, and you can still have fun without breaking the law in this car. Yes, you can get up to very, very high speeds, but again, you can still have fun legally. The biggest thing is it's usable. It's usable. I need to say that like a million times because the Hellcat is fun, but this is actually just in a whole nother league. Now, this particular car with the blue exterior and the tan interior, I know it's a weird spec, but like I said, I actually like it and it's unique. And if you got this particular one and you go to car shows and all that kind of stuff, you're going to be the only person that has blue with the tan interior. I don't think anyone else is going to have this spec, so super unique. And yeah, if I was going to get a Challenger, this is what I would get, is wide body Scat Pack with the shaker. Would I get an automatic or a manual? I'd probably get the automatic. I love manual driving, but the automatic's definitely easier in a daily driver situation. So yeah, that's kind of how I would spec up the car. And I mean, if you're in the market for a blue Challenger with a tan interior, Larry H. Miller Dodge Ram in Sandy has one. Now that is going to sum things up with our video on this Challenger Scat Pack wide body with a very interesting interior and exterior color combination. But again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry H. Miller Dodge Ram here in Sandy for giving me some time with the Challenger. Check out their inventory in the link below. I'll see all of you in the next video.